Shalom, everybody. Rabbi Edelstein here with this week's installment of Rabbi E in 3, brought to you by MEOR DC. Find us at MEORDC.org, that's our website, or on Facebook, MEOR DC, that's our page. Check it out, like it, of course, and be in touch with us. That's the most important thing. We'd love to hear from you. So, it's a hard topic I want to address tonight, but it's something very, very important. And it proves the point that I've said before, and I'll say again. The Torah, and indeed, the weekly Torah portion always connects up to something in our lives. If we open our eyes and we live mindfully, and that's an important word in this week's discussion, if we live mindfully, we'll see incredible connections every week between topics in the Torah portion and the life as we live it out in the world or whatever. Case in point, I saw a couple days ago on a news website a very tragic, upsetting story of a woman, wonderful woman, successful professional woman in her car, someone who conscientiously tried not to text or look at her phone, but a buzz came in or a sound, and she was expecting an email from a client, and she took away her attention, her mindfulness from 1 second or whatever to look at a text that came in her phone, and she killed someone accidentally. I couldn't even read, frankly, the rest of the story. It's so painful. She talked about how it's changed her life every day. She thinks about this horrible thing that happened to her and through her. And if nothing else, we should stop the Rabbi E in 3 right now, just with that lesson, never to text while driving or get distracted while driving. I'm talking to myself very much, to be mindful while driving, because you have a weapon in your hands. You're steering a weapon that can kill through negligence. Anyway, what does that have to do with the Torah portion? This week's Torah portion, Masei, at the very end of the book of Bamidbar, Numbers, has the laws of accidental homicide. If someone, not through enmity or planning, carelessly, negligently, causes someone else's death, in ancient Israel, they had to flee to a refuge city. There were 6 cities in the land of Israel. They were actually cities that the Levite tribe lived in. The Levites were a special tribe going from way back, zealous in the service of God. They helped the Kohanim, the priests in the temple, and they didn't have land of their own. They had special cities. They were supported from the rest of the Jewish people. But in any case, this accidental murderer, and the Torah calls the person a murderer, even though it wasn't intentional, and it's not a capital crime, but the penalty is they had to flee into exile to one of these Are Miklat, refuge cities, 6 refuge cities. And there are many reasons given why that's the penalty. One, it would allow the relatives of the deceased person to calm down. The accidental murderer would be safe in the refuge city. They had to stay there for a certain amount of time. They'd be in the company of the Levites. If this person, if we can understand, did the ultimate act of mindlessness, was careless in a way that led to the death of another human being, they would be exiled to a place in the presence of the Levites, the tribe that embodied mindfulness, serving God, the seriousness of life, the importance of life. That's what the Levites embodied. So certainly this poor person, this accidental causer of homicide, would learn the lessons of true existential mindfulness from being in the proximity of the Levite tribe. A very painful subject. The Nesivos Shalom, a beautiful, and I was mindful of the time, but I'm going to go over a little over 3 minutes, I'm sorry, but the Nesivos Shalom, a beautiful Hasidic commentary on the Torah, quotes other sources that say, in our day and age, we don't have 6 Ari Miklat, 6 refuge cities, in the way the Torah meant, but we have the 6 words of the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. 6 words that are supposed to restore a person each and every day to mindfulness, that this world has a purpose, that life has a purpose. And if we think into that concept that there's one God, the author of this book of life, the creator of us and the world, and who wants us to follow his will in perfecting this world. So those 6 words are a city of refuge for the mindless and for our own periods of mindlessness. They restore us to mindfulness, a life of purpose. And of course, every human being created in God's image, the purpose of creation to be mindful of the honor of every person, and of course of the life and well-being of every person. Have a wonderful Shabbos. Hope we will never know if anything as bad as what I conveyed to you, but we can still strengthen our own level of mindfulness of the importance of life in every moment of life and every human being through saying every day, twice a day as Jews, morning and evening, Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Have a great Shabbos.